me a minute. Okay, so just want to remind you that next week during your practical class for 1 hour, you will have your practical assessment. So I already asked the class rep to remind you that you will have the practical assessment and what will be covered. All right. So what will be covered? Yeah. We will cover lesson number 1, lesson number 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yeah, I repeat, lesson 1, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 5 different lessons. Yeah. Lesson number 2 is not included. And the way how the practical assessment will be conducted is same as what your lecturer have demonstrated, because I got to know that your lecturer informed all the tutors that already demonstrated to students using sample, where you'll have a Google form. And then you have a Google form, and you will also have the Excel workbook. Yeah. On the Google form, you'll find the multiple choice questions. So for the multiple choice questions, you need to look at the questions. Solutions, the options will be given, and you have to select the correct answer. But how do you select the correct answer? Let's say they say, show the subtotal for sales department. Then you have to open the workbook that's provided, and you have to perform the calculation using the method that you have learned on how to calculate subtotal for department. Yeah. Then you get the total sales for sales department, and if let's say you get like 50,000, then in your Google form you will see the option 30,000, 40,000, 50,000, 60,000. Then you choose the correct answer. Yeah. So your marks will be based on what you have answered on your Google form. However, whatever that you do on your Excel workbook, you need to save that and you need to submit, because we want to make sure that you did the calculation on the Excel file, not by using calculator manually. Yeah. So please remember that. Yeah. So if let's say we notice that you didn't do anything on the Excel workbook, but you have selected the answers, then you will not be getting the marks. Yeah? So you must use Excel. Yeah? Please remember that, because our concept here is not on using calculator. Yeah, it must be using Excel. Okay. So that's all I can brief you about the practical assessment you're going to have next week. Yeah. Any questions from your side? You don't have to turn on camera, so don't worry. Okay, if no questions, I guess all of you clear, because you saw it in the lecture, during lecture, yeah, on how it will be conducted. Okay, so now let's move to today's lesson. Today we'll cover 2 lessons, lesson number 4 and lesson number 5. That's why it will take extra 10 minutes, yeah. So let me start sharing the screen. So for lesson number 4, so this is for lesson number 4, working with advanced filter. Yeah. So let's see how you can do filter. One is by using auto filter, the other one is advanced filter. So to try out this auto filter, you open this file employee list. So go to your folder and you can see employees list. Open that. So this is the file. So let's say my requirement is, although I have all these records, right? I just want to see if the records, if the salary is 35,000. Any other salary, I don't see that record. Yeah. Only if the salary is 35,000, I want to see the records. Yeah. Therefore, you can click anywhere within your table. Filter option, you can find it in two different places. One is under the home tab. You can see sort and filter here. Then you have filter. That's one. Another place where you can find filter is under data tab here. And you can see filter over here. It's the same thing, no difference. All right. But in our instruction, they ask us to use data because later we'll be using another one at once. Yeah. So just get used to use filter from here, data, yeah, under data. Then after you go to data, you click on filter here. Filter, and after you click on it, you will see all your headers, headings that you have, right? You will see this arrow, yeah, to enable you to do filter. Yeah, so this is the filter option. So we are dealing with salary, right? So therefore, you go to the salary and you see the option to filter. Click on it. Currently, all the salaries are selected. So therefore, you remove the selection. We don't want all the salary. I only want for 35,000. Click on 35,000. Yeah, 35,000 and click OK. And now you see the record has been filtered to show only those who are earning 35,000. Okay, so that's how you can do auto filter. Right? So you can save this and you can close it. That's a very simple one. Next, we will look into advanced filter by using criteria range. But if you want to use this advanced filter, there's a requirement that you have to understand. The minimum requirement for the criteria range is that criteria range is that another table that you will create to include or to specify your criteria. You must have minimum of one column and at least 2 rows. That's one requirement. The other one is a criteria range must be situated outside the table that you are using. So let's see how we can do this. This is how it looks like, the advanced filter. So to try it out, open this file, employees filter. Yeah, employees filter. So go to your folder, then you can see employees filter. Okay, on employee filters, now we want to create, this is the original table. Yeah? We can also call it as database. This is the table. You can call it as a table or you can call it as database. We're going to filter this, but not by using auto filter, but using advanced filter, which is involving criteria range. So to do that, you need to prepare a small table here so that you can key in your criteria, and based on the criteria that you have here, this will change automatically. Yeah. So the criteria range, the first requirement is you must have the same fields that is stated over here on the original table. This is the original table. You have all these fields, right, from last name until bonus. Select that and copy. You can see copy here. So after you select, just click on copy. Go to A3, click on A3 and just paste it here. Okay, then the one that is selected earlier is still selected. You just press escape key from your keyboard. On your keyboard, escape, and that will be deselected. So now you have your columns, similar columns. Next, what is the criteria that we want to enter? Our criteria is we want to filter to show only sales department. I don't want to see any other departments. Only sales department I want to see from here. Therefore, it's relevant to the department column. So go to department column. Below that, you type your criteria sales. For your info, this is not case sensitive, meaning you can type it in uppercase or lowercase, that doesn't matter. Right? Okay. After you type your criteria here, now this is what we call as criteria range. And the requirement is that you must have at least one column, but we have more than one column already. And then you must have at least 2 rows. So we already have 2 rows here. All right? So we fulfill the requirements. So after that, you want to apply the filter here. Click anywhere within this table. So this is the criteria that you have entered here. So click anywhere within this table. And then you go to data. Under data, you can see advanced. Click on advanced. And this is the box that I showed you earlier as image. List range is referring to the table that you have. So it's automatically selected because we click on one of the cells here, so it will automatically select the range. Next box, you have criteria range. Click on this box, criteria range. It's referring to the one that we just prepared here, A3 until H4. Select both rows, row number 3 and row number 4. That is your criteria range. And then just click OK. The moment you click OK, you notice that your table has been filtered to show only sales department. Any other departments not shown here. Okay. That's the way how we can use this advanced filter. Yeah. Now, how do we clear this filter? Let's say now I want to retrieve back all my records. I don't want to apply this filter anymore. Okay. Under data, you can see there's a clear option button here. Click on that. And you can see all your records reappear. Right? Okay. Now, this advanced filter, normally we do it for more than one criteria. You can do it for one criteria. You can also do it for more than one criteria. That's why they call it criteria range. Right? Now, I want to apply more than one criteria. Therefore, let's remove this sales first, because that one we already tried. So remove it. But the range, you still leave it, yeah, because we are going to enter other criteria. Okay, for other criteria, what are the other options that we have for other criteria? You have an option condition. Another one is or condition. For an condition, what does it mean? Let's say you have a situation where you need to find employees in the support department earning a salary of below 40,000. Meaning, the employee must be in support department and their salary must be below 40,000. Yeah. Okay. So, therefore, I must fulfill this criteria as well as this criteria. Then I must use an operator. So how do I use an operator? In my criteria range, you just have to put both criteria within the same row. Then we are applying an operator. support department, we put it here under support, under department. Salary below 40,000, this is how you write it here. Less than 40,000, you put it under salary. So all your criteria must be relevant to the column. Yeah. Okay, so for an operator, you put it within the two criteria, you put it within the same row. Yeah. How about all condition? For all condition, let's see what is required. What is the requirement here? You need to find employees who are either in administration department or who have salary greater than or equal to 50,000. So it can be either this or salary greater than or equal to 50,000. Either one, not both. Therefore, to use or operator, the first criteria, you put it in one row. Second criteria, you don't put it within the same row. You put it on a new row like this. Yeah? Then you're basically using the or condition. All right. For salary greater than or equal to, we use this format to show that. Yeah. Okay. Now let's try to apply this into our activity. So this is the file that we have opened, right? Now, for the AND function or AND condition, the department must be support. So you just type it here, support. The salary must be below 40,000. So since they are within the same row, then we are using AND condition. Then click on your table. This is your table. Anywhere within the table. Go and click on advanced again. The criteria range, right? The list range is automatically selected, so you don't really have to select. Criteria range, it's better for you to reselect because sometimes you wouldn't know whether it is the correct selection or not. It will always use what you have selected previously. So we reselect the criteria range from A3 until H4. And then you just click OK. And now you can see it's showing only for those belongs to support department and their salary is less than 40,000. If their salary is, if they're in support department but their salary is 40,000 or above 40,000, their record will not be shown. Okay, so that's how they work on this. So this is AND condition. Okay, now let's clear this filter. Again, go to data, then you can see clear the filter. And then the conditions, we can remove that here. Only the criteria, we can remove that. Let's look at all condition. The all condition is the department must be administration, salary must be greater than equal to 50,000. So department administration, and salary must be greater than equal to 50,000. Okay. Now using the same method, so now you see here why I say this as all condition, because you have one row, one condition, another row, another condition. So it's two different rows that you have put your condition, not within the same row. Then we are using all condition. Now go to the table that you have. Again, you click on advanced. The list range, you don't have to do anything. Criteria range, you remove this because it will show the previously selected range. This time you select A3 until row number 5, H5, like this. A3 until H5, and then click OK. And what you see now is If the department is administration, then the records will be shown. So administration, administration, administration will be shown. But you also have other departments being displayed. Why you have other department being displayed? Because they fulfill this criteria where the salary is 50,000 or above 50,000. So like new tech, why is it appearing? Because it fulfills this criteria. Salary is more than or equal to 50,000. So 72. New sales department here. Why is it displayed? Because of the salary. So either one, either they must be in administration department or their salary. They can be from other department, but their salary is 50,000 or more. Okay, so that is how it's filter and remove this criteria that you have entered. Okay, next one. To show your filtered record on another location. Meaning, currently whenever we apply the filter, right, it's changing the original table. But how if I don't want to disturb this original table? Once it's filtered, I want the result to be shown maybe somewhere here or at the bottom here, something like that. Right? So yes, you can show it in a different location. So let's look at our requirement. The requirement here is that find employees who are not in support department and filter the once it's filtered, show the records on row number 40 onward. So how do we represent this? Not in support department, in computing, not or not equal to, we will use this symbol, angle brackets. Less than, greater than, you combine the symbol. Then it means not support. Okay, and the result of this filter, you need to show it starting from row number 40. Now, you go here, it's department, not support department, right? So, less than, greater than support. Okay, then, so that's the only criteria. Yeah. So now we want to show the result in another place. So therefore, before that, we click anywhere within this table first. And then you go to advanced. Okay, the list range, it will still select the same table. Criteria range, you better reselect that to select A3 until H4. Okay, now we want to show it somewhere else, right? Therefore, the option that you have up here. Earlier, we were using filter the list in place. That means show it within this table itself, the result of filter. But now we want to show it somewhere else. Therefore, you choose copy to another location. Once you click on copy to another location, you'll see copy to where. So click inside here. And then you scroll down. You want to put it on row number 40, right? So row number 40, you just click on cell A40. Don't choose 39, yeah? Because 39 means you will attach together with this table that you have on top. To make sure that these are two different things, you must leave at least one row gap. Yeah, don't immediately put it on the next row. At least one row gap. Okay, so now after you have selected the place where you want it to be displayed, click OK. Now, this is your original table or database. And you'll see down here, there's another one. But you don't find in this table, you don't find support department. Because we don't want to see support department. I want to see only other departments. So you have it here. Okay. So that is how it works. Okay, now in our instruction, they ask us to clear this, but I don't want you to clear. You just hide it. Just hide it because you can refer again later. So hide like this, and the original table we leave it like this. Yeah, it's still there. Only the one that we filtered is hidden. Okay, now next one, to use calculation using database functions. Functions you have learned in Excel before, previous semester, on how to use like max function, mean function, sum function, average function. We get confused if we see database. They are just referring to a table. Okay, so for the table, for database function, right? That means the formula that we want to use, we need to enter three arguments. Database, which is referring to the table that we have. Field is the column that we want to use for calculation or computation. Criteria will be what is our condition. So these three arguments we need to enter in our formula that we are using. So the formulas are these, the functions. Count A, all those things we have learned before in previous semester. Now, since we are dealing with a table, a complete table, which is a database, we call it as D count A, D sum, D average, all those things. Yeah, but the way how it works, similar to the actual meaning of sum function, for example, to find total. Average function is to find average, something like that. Yeah, so you can read all this. Yeah, and this is how it looks like the different functions available for database. Okay, now, to try this out, let's see. You're going to calculate this part. Yeah? You're going to calculate the average salary for employees hired before 1st of January year 2000. That means whoever joined before year 2000. I want to see what is their average salary. So for before 1st of January year 2000, the criteria you should type it in like this: less than 1/1/2000. Okay, so now this one, the not support, you remove that first. Okay, you remove that. And this time is related to higher date, when they join. They join, I want to see the records for those who joined before, that means less than 1st of January year 2000. So that's my criteria. But the result of the calculation, after I selected those who joined before 1st of January year 2000, I want to take their salary and calculate the average and show the result over here in D6. That's why they label here average salary before year 2000. I want to show it here. Okay, so make sure you click on this cell. Now you insert the function. To insert the function, you can click on insert function over here. Click on this insert function next to the formula bar. Okay, you want to see the functions that are relevant to database, you can choose the category over here. You choose database. These are the functions. Okay, so we are looking for average calculation, so it's D average, and click OK. These are the three arguments that I mentioned earlier. Database is referring to the main table that we have, so you select this main table from headings here until the last one, row number 38. Okay, so that is database. Field will be which which column contain the data that we need for calculation. I want to calculate salary, right? So it's under salary. Therefore, click inside here and then click on salary here. So I want to use salary for the calculation. And then for the criteria, Click on criteria. We already have the criteria table here, right? You select this criteria table, right? And you can already see the result of the calculation here. Then click OK. This is the answer. So if in your practical assessment, they ask what is the average salary, don't simply go and calculate manually using calculator and then you choose the answer from the multiple choice. Yeah? You need to make sure you have done the calculation. We will check here whether you really did the calculation or not using function. Then only we will accept your answer. Okay? So this is the answer. So if they say, what is the average salary for those who joined before year 2000? So you, after using the formula on Excel, you get this. Then you go to your multiple choice question, and based on the option given, you select this 37,000 plus plus plus. Okay. Now, next one. So this part is done. The next one is to find unique record. That one will be using a different file. Therefore, we can save this. Save this and close it. To find unique records. To find unique records, unique means it's not repeated. The same data is not repeated. That's what we call is unique. Yeah, it must be different. So to do that, we have to open this file unique. So if you go to your folder, there's one file here at the bottom, unique. So open that file. This is the table. And you see now, like this record, right? Cashland Alex. You have 1, 2, 3. It's the same data that you have. So how can I make sure if this is same, I don't want it to be repeated. So how can I remove this? Just click anywhere within your table and then go to data again. Under data, you'll see again the advanced. Click on advanced again over here. And don't have to do anything like what we used earlier. You just choose the last option here, unique records only. Click on that. Unique records only. Filter by unique records only. And click OK. And now you'll see Cashland Alex, right? Is only one time. You don't see it anymore. The repeated one duplicates has been removed. Okay. Now, if you check, we still have duplicates. Why is that? All the same, but then it didn't remove this. Why? You check the salary. Salary for the first Albert is 32,000, but for the second Albert, the salary is 32,000.35. So two different salaries. Therefore, this is not the same record. It's unique, different. Okay? But if you still insist, no, I want to ignore this salary. Since the last name, first name, higher date, department, and division is the same, I still want to remove this Albert. Then what option you have? After you click anywhere within this table, click on remove duplicates. You can see remove duplicates. And it's basically using all the columns to check whether it's unique or not. Now the problem is salary. Because of salary, it can this Albert's two records on Albert is considered as unique, yeah, different. So therefore, I don't want to use salary for to find unique records. I want to exclude salary. So remove salary from here. I want to use only from last name until division. Yeah, salary, I don't want to use that to check whether it's unique or not. And then click OK. And you can see that 3 duplicate values found and removed, 12 unique records remain. Click OK. and Albert now is only appearing one time. Okay, so that's how you can remove unique duplicate records. You can save this and you can close it. Okay, so done with this part. All this done. You have a review exercise for you to attempt. I will open the link for submission later. Then you can submit once you're done. Okay, let's quickly move to lesson number 5. For lesson number 5, it will be related to charts. But creating charts on Excel, you already learned it before. Yeah, in your previous semester. But what is the different thing that you'll be learning here is you will be learning about how to use a combination of column and line chart. Yeah, so that's the main thing that you will learn here. So to do that, you open this file, charting. You go to your folder, open this file, charting. And this is the file. Okay, you go to this worksheet, combine. This is the worksheet, combine. Not combine area, yeah? Just combine. Over here, you can see you have a table. But to create the chart, I'm not going to use the whole thing. I'm going to select only from A3 until F7. Coupons, I don't want to select. I only want to select A3 until quarter 4. After I've selected, to insert the chart, you go to insert, and you can insert the column chart from here. And you see there are different options. We'll use the first one, 2D column, clustered column. And there you have your chart. But this is not a combo chart because this is only a clustered column. A combo chart must have a different type as well inside here. Like for example, line. Yeah, but for your info in Excel, we can only create one combo chart. That is column chart plus line chart. So now you only have column chart. How can I add line graph on it? For one of the series that we have, currently we have quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. So one of the quarter, I want to use a line graph. Do that. While this chart is selected, you click on change chart type. Change chart type, and you see all the different type of charts. You can see combo chart, the last option. This is how a combo chart look like, and it will automatically select 2 for clustered column and 2 for line graph. So now quarter 1, quarter 2 is shown within the clustered column. Quarter 3 and quarter 4 is shown using line graph. Now, according to our instruction, they want only quarter 2 on the line graph. The rest, quarter 1, quarter 3, and quarter 4 must be using clustered column. So how do we set that? You see the options here. Quarter 1 is only clustered column, that's fine. Quarter 2, we don't want it to be clustered column. Click on it, and you can choose the line graph. So choose line, and it will change. Quarter 3, we don't want it to be line, we want it to be clustered column. So choose the clustered column here. Quarter 4 also, we want it to be clustered column. So only quarter 1 is line graph. Okay. Now, both clustered column and the line graph, depending on the values that you have on this primary vertical axis. I want my line graph to use different set of values. Therefore, I can make that value to appear on the right over here. Yeah. So how we can do that? You enable secondary axis. Okay. So to enable a secondary axis for the line graph, you just put a tick there under secondary axis. And now you can see values being displayed. So your columns are using these values. Your line graph is using this value. Yeah, so this is primary, this is secondary. And then click OK. And there you have your graph as required. Okay, so we are done with that part. Let's move on to reposition your chart title, legend, and data label. So all the chart elements, chart title is an element, legend, data labels are all elements. We are going to change the position on the chart. Not on this chart, another chart that we have within this file. So before we move to another worksheet within here, you save this first, save, and then you go to reposition worksheet, the last worksheet that you see here. This is how it looks like. Yeah, reposition worksheet. There's only one chart there, right? Okay, what are the elements that you can see clearly here? This is one element, chart title over here. You can see legend. This is another one. You can also see data label on this. See, you see values, right? Only for ICE blend, there's values here. We call this as data label. Okay, the rest you don't have. Huh? So how can we change all this position of all this? Yeah, one by one. So first we try to change for this chart title. So click on it first. Click on it. Make sure it's selected. Then you can see chart elements over here, the plus sign. Click on this plus sign and go to the specific element, which is in this case is chart title. Click on the arrow here next to the chart title, and you can see the options to change the position. Above chart, you see it will go to the center. Centered overlay is like this. So two different options. You also have more options, but that one we don't have time to explore that. Yeah. So let's set it as above chart. So from left, now it's on the center. Okay, that's one of the way how you can change. Okay, now, next one. We want to change for the legend. Legend is currently shown on the right of your, on our right? We want to change to left or top, bottom, you can change that. Click on it first. After you click on it, click on the plus sign. Then you'll see legend here. Click on this legend arrow, and you can see different positions: top, left, bottom. Okay, so it will change as you hold on it. So let's put it at the bottom, and you can see now it appears here. Yeah. Okay. Another reposition is for the data labels here. These values that we are showing for ICE plan, I want to show it in different place. So since it's only for ICE plan, the red color one, click on any of the red color column. Then you select all the all the different columns that you have. Yeah, for ICE plan. Yeah. Then again you go to chart elements. This time you go to data labels. Click on the arrow here, and you will see the different options: center, inside and inside base, outside and data column. So different way of showing your data label. All right. So we are using outside and. Okay, choose outside and. When you choose outside and, it will then appear on top of your column like this. All right. So that is how you can change the position. Okay. So you already change it. Now, next one, to format an axis, meaning to change the labels that you have. Yeah. And we will do that on chart 1 within the same file, yeah? Chart 1. So before that, save this first. Save, and then you can see chart 1, which is your second worksheet. So go to chart 1. You'll see similar chart, but we are going to do some other changes here. What we are going to change here is, we want to change the values that you have over here. Axis values that you have. This is vertical value axis. We want to change this. So to change it, you click on it first. After you click, you go to format. And under format, you can see format selection. Click on that. And you can see all the properties where you can change this. Okay. Number 1. Let's say, let me just minimize this first. So you have axis option, tick marks, labels, and number. Huh? Currently, it's being shown as a general number, 5,000, 10,000, all these things. But I want it to be in currency format. Therefore, you go to number. Under number, you can see category. Change it from general to currency. And it is now in RM. Yeah, because on my laptop, default currency format is RM. If yours is $sign, then it will show $sign. Okay. But now, if I want to change it to a $sign, I can see symbol here, RM. Click on that. I can see all the other symbols that I can use. So let's use English United States. $sign. So now you'll see it's shown with $sign. Then on that, you also have .00, but we don't want this .00. Therefore, you remove this 2, replace with 0. Okay. So once you do all that, you will see the changes that will appear later. Yeah. Let's minimize this now. So changing that is already done. Now, I also want to see some lines over here to measure more specifically. Lines here, small lines. Yeah, so let me zoom in first so that you can see for now, there are no lines, small lines here. You only have the major lines, but you don't have minor lines. To include the minor lines, you click on tick option, tick marks. Major is already there. Major is like 5,000, 10,000. You can see lines there. That is line. We want minor. The small breakdown here. So minor type, and you can choose like inside, then it will be like this. Inside you have the line. You have outside, then you have outside lines, and you have cross, which is like this. Okay, so that is how we have something like this. Yeah. Okay. So let's use outside. Set it as outside, where you see lines like this. Yeah. Another option that we want to change here is, okay, for now, we have done it according to what is required here. From this was the original one, and now we have changed it to this. Yeah, with all these small lines. Now, I also want to change the properties of this to something else. Let's say I want to change the range. Now currently it's 0 to 5,000, and then it's increasing by 5,000 until 25,000. I want to change all these values. If you want to change all these values, right, you just click on axis options. Axis options, you have minimum, you have maximum. Minimum means 0. So you're starting from 0. And maximum is 25,000. So we want to have maximum only up to 20,000. We change that to 20,000. And you can see it will change. Now it's no longer up to 25,000, it's 20,000. Another thing is the major. Major now is, you can see from 0, it's increasing by 2,000, 2,000 onward, right? 2,000, 2,000, right? But we don't want it to change by 2,000. Let's say we want it to change by 4,000. So major, we change it to 4,000. And now you'll see 0 to 4,000, 4,000 to 8,000, and so on and so forth. Right? Now, another thing. Let's say you want to see with this 000. Yeah, I want to show that all the values, the numbers I have here represent thousands. To do that, you can see display units. It's currently none. You click on it, you can see what is the display unit that you want to use. Our values are actually all 1,000. So you enable 1,000. The moment you enable 1,000, it will change to just single or individual numbers. Right? Because if once you change it like this, then how do we read it? 20,000, 16,000, 12,000. Okay, that's how we read it. So that is already done. And if you check, ours is now currently like this. Okay, so that's what we have done here. All right. So once you have done that, let's move to another one. Okay, so let's close this first, this format axis. Okay, so this is your chart. Yeah. Okay, now, next thing that we want to do is we want to change the properties for the milkshake, where the milkshake, I want it to show image like this. I want to show image like this. So if you want to show an image like, currently it is, for milkshake is purple color. There's no image, but I want to include image on it. Therefore, you click on one of the milkshake, then you select all the other milkshake that you have. Then again, you go to format. Under format, you'll see format selection. Click on format selection, and the properties relevant to that will appear. Okay, this time, don't use series option. You use fill and line. Click on fill and line, and you see fill. Enable that. Yeah, you expand that. And since we are going to put picture inside there, so picture is over here. Yeah. After that, you go to file, select your picture. Your picture is available in the folder that we are currently using, where you have all your activity files, right? Inside the folder itself, you already have it. Yeah. So now go to file and go to that folder, and you can see milkshake is there. Click on it, insert, and you will see the columns will have that milkshake. Okay, image, but it's one image stretch. We call this a stretch. All right. Now, if I don't want it to be stretched like this, I want to show multiple milkshake images within this column. Then you change the option down here from stretch, you change it to stack. And you will see the milkshake image will appear multiple times within the column. Okay. So that's how you can change. Yeah. So now we have the images like this. The next part is on how do you add another series. Currently, we have only this series here. Milk tea until milkshake. Now I want to add another series into this. And the series that we are adding is actually from coupons. Go to coupons. Under coupons, you see these total coupons, right? We want to add these total coupons. So therefore, you select from A8 until F8. Only this part you select. Copy that. Go back to your chart 1 and you just have to paste it here. Just paste. You don't have to select anything else. Just paste it. And you can see now it will show total coupons. But it's a bit weird. You have all these other type of drinks, but to total coupon, you're still showing it like this with using the clustered column. It's a bit weird, right? So how we can change it? Yeah. First, we change this to include as a different data. We don't want to use this axis. We want to use. We don't want to use primary axis. We want to use secondary axis. So to add that axis, click on the column graph that you added for total coupons, which is this color, yeah, this tiny one that you see. Just click on one of it, then all the total coupons will be selected. And then you go to format again. Under format, you can see, again, you see format selection. Click on that. You change it to secondary axis. I don't want to use the primary axis. I don't want to use these values because this value is for the sales of the milkshake. For coupons, total coupons, I want to use a different values. So choose secondary axis. And then you close it. You can see now, this is the range for total coupons. This one is using these values. Yeah. And yet it is a bit weird if you're using column chart. Can we change this to a line graph? Yes, you can. Right click on one of the total coupon column. Right click on it. And you can see change series chart type. And you can see the combo chart options. For total coupon, we don't want to use clustered column. We want to use line graph. Let's use the fourth line graph, which is line with markers. Click on that. And then click OK. Now you'll see the total coupon is not displayed here anymore. It's here on the line graph that you have. Okay, so that is how you do it. Yeah, until you have something like this. Practice part, you can do it yourself. You can, based on what I explained, then you can try to do this. This one also quite easy. You can just read the instruction and you can just do it. Yeah. And finally, you have a review exercise for you to attend. I will open the link for you to submit. Then you can submit before the next class. All right. So that's all from me for today's lesson. Just want to remind you, next week you have practical assessment. If I'm late, you just hang on. You just wait, because if the other class started late, then you have to just wait. Understand? Yeah, but we definitely we're not going to cancel it. Yeah. All right. So with that, make sure you go through all the activities that we have done so that you can apply that during your practical assessment. Yeah. If any questions, you can ask now before I end this meeting. Okay. If no questions, I'll see you again next week. Take care. Good night. Welcome.